when you were doing this book, you were also obviously talking to a lot of the right-wing folks on Love Jihad. What I was curious to know is, what is the central grouse that you think they have now that you worked on the book? Because see, it's never about saying, okay, you know, this case they got married, it was consensual. Look at the number of the percentage is 2.6, it's nothing. Okay, that case is essentially about crime, it's not love jihad. They'll just throw it all back at you and say no.
So the thing is that there's, like, I wish there was a central grouse, but the fact is that they actually don't have a definition for it. It's a kind of, almost a kind of an absurd proposition that on one hand, if you ask one set of people, or if you ask, like, we've actually spoken to the one of the VHP officials, and he gave the classic, ye jab apna wo bhesh badal ke, identity badal ke, when a Muslim man traps a Hindu woman with a view to converting her and thereby changing India's demographics, right? So, like, basically 170 million Muslims are conspiring to overwhelm 1 billion Hindus through this. So one is that. So one is seduction conversion. The other is gender crimes. Ki you've actually like seduced somebody, or you've got into a relationship with them, and then you may have even outright murdered them, right? Which is why Aftab Shraddha became Love Jihad.
Yeah.
And we actually pointed out that that's completely farcical. Like, what a bad conspiracy that if on one hand you're trying to seduce someone, and the other hand you're trying to bump them off. That's not a very effective technique, right? To, like, woo people into your side.
If you want to increase
your number, how is killing them going to help? Apart from the bad marketing involved, like, that's the reputation you have, that you basically are seducing them to kill, harass, burn, you know. So definitionally, there is no clear view that comes from the right, which is why when you, and this is deliberate, by the way, because this is what allows them to, when you debunk A or B or C case, they can just pluck any example at random where essentially if a Muslim man has been accused by a Hindu woman of anything, you know, any kind of gender crime, kidnapping, rape, marital harassment, dowry, whatever it is.
That's
or abandonment, and say that this is love jihad, right? While we know that this happens across the board, whether it's identity concealment, whether it's gender crimes, this is a universal thing.
Is conversion a central grouse, that Hindu women have to convert to be with a Muslim man when it comes to marriage? Is that, like, because I think it all boils down to, because when you kind of, you know, push back on the crimes or whatever, the thing, it comes back to saying, but wo kyun convert
why did she have to convert?
Is that something that comes up again and again?
That does come up every now and then, and that's something that we've spoken about in the book as well. Like, the reason why these couples choose to, the partner chooses to convert, at least one of them, and that's because we do have a Special Marriage Act provision in India to help interfaith couples get married, but unfortunately the Special Marriage Act comes with its own pitfalls, because they have this provision of, they send a notice to their address, which many a times in India, a lot of people, even if you're adults, you live with your family, so which means a notice goes to your family. And if you're planning on eloping and you want to get married on the down low without letting your family know, but ghar pe to notice pahunch jata hai, then there's nothing else you can do. Then the only other way is one of the partner needs to convert.
So the process of conversion has been made so